Folks, here's a very interesting and intriguing story. You'll want to pay attention to this one and share it.
I'm here for the dairy farmers.
We talked about this. If you use vitamin E, you don't need the sugar, right? Because there's enough in the milk itself.
Here comes the story.
Well done, Congress. All right, Fox News senior medical analyst Dr. Mark Siegel. He's got a new book out, if you haven't heard. It's called The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Great book here. He's here to share a gun violence victim's miraculous road to recovery. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Christopher Smith was on a first date with Leslie Reeves when an old boyfriend of hers shot them both in the head. Yikes. Only Smith survived. Barely.
It went right in. A 9mm hollow point, which should have destroyed every single piece of tissue my brain had touched. But by God's grace, it did not.
Right after being shot, Smith says he was visited by angels and his father, who had died when Smith was 8 years old.
He said, "Son, we've got to get you to the hospital, but you have to give Mom a message for me. Tell Mom to thank Brad Ward for putting 2 joints in my inner coat pocket when I was in the casket."
That's something I would have never told Chris. So I believe that Keith came to him. Keith came to Chris when he was laying on that floor and told him, "You're not going to die."
Marijuana joints, by the way. No one knew about this. He was in a coma for almost 2 months, Chris was. And he says doctors told his family he wouldn't survive at all. And if he did, he would never be the same.
Doctors told him I would never talk, walk, laugh, smile again. I would be bedridden on life support for the rest of my life. We are all unstoppable. We can all overcome, overachieve, and exceed any goal we put our mind to.
And he was okay cognitively, according to Smith. And then he got stem cell treatments and he started to walk. He still has the bullet in his brain. He said he was told by neurosurgeons his story of survival is one that needs to be told to physicians, to everyone.
He said, "Chris, do me one thing. You are a miracle. I want you to go on to share your story. So doctors like me don't give up on patients like you."
Smith says God has him here for a reason now, to restore hope in people, faith in God, and belief in Christianity around the world. Great Thanksgiving message.
It's a beautiful story, and you're right, it's an important story. And there's much more of that in your book. It's The Miracles Among Us. When it comes to these miracles, it's one of the, I'm curious, as you've been promoting the book, do you start to hear from more people who's like, I have one too?
I'm hearing that every day, and that's what I want. I want people to come forward with their miracle. You know, just yesterday, a patient of mine he had lost a lot of weight. He had anemia, unexplained. I thought I found lesions in his spine. I thought he was doomed, and I love this patient. He's one of the top voice coaches in the world. I redid it, the scan with an MRI, totally clear. As doctors, we pray for this. We pray for clear margins when we remove cancer. We pray for full recoveries from people that are in comas. Sometimes we get it. Sometimes God delivers that miracle.
You're a doctor. You're also a man of faith. How do you interpret when a gentleman like this says, "My late father appeared to me and delivered a message about survival"? Now, this is kind of like the story we hear from Benjamin Hall and his little daughter there in the streets of Ukraine.
He just told it to me again yesterday. I believe it totally. I think God comes to us in dreams. God comes to us in visions. In my book, there's a vet who has a visit from a friend of his who had died the year before at just the right moment to save his life. In this case, what's really interesting about Christopher Smith is no one knew this story. I mean, no one knew what was put in the casket in his father's pocket, 2 marijuana cigarettes. Nobody knew it but the guy who did it. And then when he woke up, he asked his mother, and it was true. That's an incredible and totally believable.
Well, congratulations. It's a beautiful book, and you can order it at foxnewsbooks.com.
Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Very interesting.